Hi, it's Mal's Red Songbird in New York City, mainstreaming true news to you. Excerpts from the Body Book of Questions by the Michelle Birdsong. And why, with pen, paper, and imagination, I draw. And why, when my eyes focus on the words on a page in a book, I'm doing what is called reading. And why, when out of my mouth liquid flies out, it's called spitting. And why, on my buttocks, am I sitting? And why do I feel wondering when the church bells are ringing? Wondering, defined, characterized by or expressive of a desire to know something. Characterized by or expressive of admiration and amazement. Peter listened with an air of wondering astonishment. One now own daughter, Eve, ring of truth. She believes she's of use. As saint, true one, she, me, intertravel. Okay, traveling from the sun to the earth to see what was the matter with the person who was bellowing out in pain. So Eve was of use to Adam because he just needed companionship up here. Let's go over here to know something. Curious. Conscious. You, her, I-sex means pleasure. I, O, us, Adam and Eve, at satisfaction. I, O, you, Eve, order you. Satisfaction. That's great. She's ordering up satisfaction. She ordered art before and pleasure. Order we double Eve energy. Order we double you Eve energy. Make it real, physical. Her energy, Adam, wills to real. Okay, there we go again. It's Eve energy and Adam's will that's going on. She's prompting him with energy and he's making it real. He's making her promptings real. Okay, do we do this? Okay, so we said here that daughter Eve, ring of truth, she believes she's of use. Us, energy. Us, Eve for energy. Earth first, family. Ear this first, family. Dear this first, family. Hear this first, family. Clear this first, family. Near this first, family. Peer this first, family. Spear this first, family. Tear of joy this first, family. Wear this first, holy royal family. Year of first holy royal family. Cheer this first holy royal family. Yay, holy royal family. Now, what do we got here? Adam has been longing for Eve for all those millions of years since their breakup, and Eve has been longing for Adam. Dr. Mike Murdoch, St. Paul says, what you want is wanting you. So Adam is wanting Eve, and Eve is wanting Adam. Longing decoded. Will, order, enter, good girl, I sex is pleasure, enter God. Will, order, enter good girl, mild red, pleasure, enter God. Pleasure decoded. Present, will, Eve, Adam, assure, energy. Present, will, Eve, Adam, assure, energy. Will, order, enter, good girl. Pleasure, energy, enter, God, Adam. Okay, sounds good. What do we got here? The schism. Global catastrophe. Notes on David Icke video, Wembley, 2014, Waken, Part 2. Atlantis, electromagnetic disorder. The Saturn myth. Book. That's a book. Great book by Tolbert. Saturn had no rings, and it wasn't where it is now. It was a dominant star, sun in the Earth sky. It went around in orbit with Mars and Venus. That was a dominant sun in the Golden Age. Saturn is a dwarf star. Saturn was a primeval sun. Plato referred to Saturn as Helios, the sun god. I refer to the sun in the sky as the sun god. He's the one giving us light and sustaining us, giving us energy. It was the most conspicuous of the planets, talking about Saturn, not our sun that we see today. Saturn, Sol, S-O-L, was a name for Saturn. Most of the ancients were referring to sun god being Saturn, not the sun we see today. City of Saturn, Heliopolis, Solomon's Temple, Freemasonry, Saturn. Twin Towers, 2 pillars. The Roman Church is worshiping Saturn. Jesus said, ye worship, ye know not what you worship. Saturn, the dark lord, old sun. Satanism is Saturnism, also symbolized as the eye, as an eye. Tolbert, the legend of the global creation, spectacular catastrophe. As the day moved on, Saturn moon gives a feel of what it must look like. I'm not sure what that meant. Symbols relating to movement, band, and disk Saturn. Lord of the Rings was a name given to Saturn and the reptilian life. They're using it now in Apple products as well. Brotherhood of Saturn, satanic group in Germany. round circle with a dot in the middle is set today, still an ancient symbol of the sun. You had an unbelievable satanic stage show done in 2012 at the Super Bowl done by Madonna. Note, she studied the Jewish book, the Kabbalah, Jewish black magic, the luminous life. Picture Saturn with eye in Freemasonry. Islam symbol, circle, and star as it was in ancient symbolism. Saturn symbols. United Nations, Windsor's royal family, Satan worship, Baphomet, Beyonce dressed as Baphomet, and so is the Baroness Rothschild, the goat, Capricorn, Saturn. Capricorn is ruled by Saturn, that's true. Sound, higher frequency. Sound delivers information that, what's that word? Creates form. Sound delivers information that creates form. Higher frequency. 6-point star created with sound. Sound standing wave. Looks like an eye. Looks like a ring with Saturn. It's done in a studio. It's all sound. These are notes from that video. You have to watch the video to fill in the missing parts. What it is, the symbols he got off internet are moving with sound, so just you can't see the symbols. A symbol is an expression of sound. A sound is an expression of symbol. Adam's songs to Eve are symbols of his love for her. Love, ordered, mild red. Eve. L for love, O for ordered, V, E, turned around is EV, Eve. So love is love, ordered, mild red, Eve. Same person. Sound as form and art. Hexagram, Saturn. Saturn is major part of this decoding of the fake world we decode as real. Sound waves are symbols. Symbols are sound waves. Saturn, your fake third eye. Maybe that was the pineal gland once. When I saw the sun in the sky, he was an eye. But he was real. He put a baby in me. You can't get any realer than that. Saturn was ringless before the catastrophe. So where did the rings come from? Norman Bergman book, The Ringmakers of Saturn. When he studied the rings, he realized they were changing, that they changed as you looked at the pictures. The Voyager aircraft went close to Saturn in 1980. Maybe, Owen Benjamin doesn't think we ever left the Earth, that we can leave the Earth. Because I think it's the Allen radiation belt. But anyway, he says the Cassini aircraft, something, arrived in 2004 when he compared photos of one to the other. He realized the story of Saturn was very different from the one he'd been told. He wrote several years ago, Action Names began theorizing that, is that astronomers? Yeah, years ago, the astronomers began theorizing that these rings had to be much younger than the universe, about 100 million years old. One picture changed in 5 minutes. One measurement showed something to be the true one, because they can't explain why it's changing. They're just denying it's changing. On the pictures, NASA has the pictures. He saw vehicles thousands of miles long, electromagnetic vehicles all over the place. General President Ulysses S. Grant said, Owen Benjamin, ghost of General President Ulysses S. Grant, said NASA faked the moon landing. That filmmaker Stanley Kubrick, 2001 Space Odyssey, simply filmed a moon landing. We never went to the moon. There's a Van Allen radiation belt around the Earth. Nobody's been back. No other country's been to the moon. NASA said they lost or erased the tapes that showed them how to get to the moon. Hoax, simulation. NASA pictures showed the rings moving. Why have we only heard of this in Bertram's book and not from NASA? It looked like the rings were being made with water coming out of them. Crystals making the frequency. A couple of weeks ago, this article appeared. Saturn's most distant F rings. The mystery of Saturn's rings. David Icke said, the Saturn matrix is a band of frequency which we are attuned to and we think it's real. It's a virtual reality as described by the Gnostics. Book. Fantastic. Who built the moon? The moon is involved in this. The moon is not a natural body, says David Icke. What they found was a relationship of the moon mathematically to the Earth and Sun was completely different from anything else they found in the solar system. The Alchons created the rest of the solar system, but did not create this. It is staggering the way the Earth, Moon, and Sun have been put together like the proverbial Swiss watch. That's why the moon is the same size as the sun. We never see the other side of the moon. We only see one side of it. The moon is bigger than it should be, older than it should be, and lighter in mass than it should be. You know, he means according to what has been told. They've got no idea how it is there. The scientists say the moon doesn't exist if it's natural. They smacked the moon with massive explosions, and what's come from that is the moon is actually hollow. The sun's daughter, the moon, left her station and flew to Earth to be with the pitiful creature. Okay, this is me saying this, not David Icke. Adam the ape, who was crying out from loneliness after he became self-conscious before he became a man and realized he was alone and did not know how to relax and feel at home alone. Interesting, Benjamin, wow, all these names are coming to mind. Benjamin Franklin, Benjamin Nato, Owen Benjamin, I'm trying to say, did a video about how to relax. I haven't watched it yet. Eve's, the moon's emotional nature, got the best of her, and her sympathies drove her to rescue the bellowing in pain ape, leaving a small bit of energy behind to regulate the tides and light the night skies reflecting the sun. I didn't remember I wrote that. Interesting. There are, according to scientists, moon appear to be like Death Star Moon in Star Wars. Computer programs said moon is not a natural heavenly body. Life was better for you before the moon came. Moon forces manipulate tides and control the mood of humans. A big calm would come over the earth without the moon. They're already without the moon in large part. The Icons captured what was left of the moon and put it near the earth. People and animals would become, I must admit I don't understand that, but that's what David Icke says. People and animals would become peaceful and calm, and anxiety and fear would decline. That can happen not magically, but with the process of talk and share. I wrote that. They could control their own psyches. God's plan that people should use their wills to make effort to control themselves. The Matrix, back to David Icke, is suppressing human awareness, keeping us in the box. The weather, storms, etc. depend on the atmosphere created by the dominant minds in the universe. Okay, I'm saying this. I.e. Jesus Christ, Govinda Singh, her sister, the daughter of the sun, the moon, Eve, Mary, and Adam, now evolved to have become a man. Eve, Mary have been stalked and beat and burned to death when he was still an animal, exacting revenge from Eve because she loved Cain. Now, finally, Adam feels, baby, I'm done. I want to come home to Eve's house, her body, sings Adam, Michael Bublé. Also, Judas and Pontius Pilate is Michael Bublé's wife, have been making her life stressful, making sure she remains poor so she can never track them and call the world's attention to their crimes of colluding, causing, killing Jesus Christ. Judas is Stevie Wonder. The Saturn Moon Matrix. That is the world we think is locking us into this round and round free society. Go to work, buy, consume, die, work, buy, consume, die. That's the matrix that's controlling us. A band, a frequency of information. We are blinded by the light. Note, we are also given sight and life by the heavenly light, the sun in the sky, and by his Son on earth, the light, the truth of the world, Jesus Christ, Govinda Singh. We are given creative energy to females from the universe. The universe is Eve, Mary consciousness. And Adam a stream of consciousness and will flows to the gods of earth, men. By doing talk and share, we can expand our consciousness to be able to detect anybody trying to take control of our minds with 5G and enslave us with Agenda 21 and the Act of 1871, the Rothschilds, the anachronic architects of our fake reality cannot compete with our real and powerful architect, Jesus Christ, who is arranging heaven on earth. We'll be fine so long as we follow his instructions. He can see the pages are stuck together, right? We can see all that's ever been and all there ever will be. He can see this. Govinda Singh, Jesus Christ, can see all that's ever been and all that's ever will be. Okay, that's it for now. Wow, I got through it. It's a mild red songbird in New York City. I will come back on video when I have more information to give you. That was startling, you got to admit. To think we're in a simulation, this is amazing. Okay, I'll see you later.